My daughter, Priya, always thought I was just a retired schoolteacher living on a modest pension. She saw me in the same small two-bedroom flat in Pune, wearing simple cotton saris, cooking basic meals, and taking the local bus everywhere. I never corrected her. Why would I? I had spent 35 years building something in silence, and I saw no need to announce it. What Priya didn't know was that I, Meera Desai, had left teaching 25 years ago to co-found a small fintech startup with two former students. We started in a garage with second-hand laptops. Today, that company is valued at over $2 billion, and I own 32%. My monthly dividends alone are more than most people earn in a year. But I still live in the same flat, still buy vegetables from the same street vendor, still mend my own clothes. Wealth, to me, was freedom, not display. Priya was getting married to Rohan, a bright young man from a wealthy Mumbai business family. His parents, Vikram and Sunita Malhotra, were the kind who measured people by their cars, their watches, and the number of zeros in their bank accounts. When Priya excitedly told me they wanted to meet me over dinner at the city's most exclusive rooftop restaurant, I heard the slight hesitation in her voice. "Ma, they're particular about certain things," she said. "I told them you're a retired teacher, that you live simply. I hope that's okay." I smiled into the phone. "Of course, beta, I'll be there." That evening, I decided to give them exactly what they expected. I wore my oldest beige sari, the one with a small tear I'd carefully patched, simple rubber slippers, and carried my faded cloth bag. No jewelry except my thin gold Mangalsutra. I looked like a woman who had worked hard all her life and had little to show for it. When I reached the restaurant, the valet looked uncertain about letting me in. Priya spotted me first and rushed over, her face a mix of love and embarrassment. Rohan greeted me warmly but nervously. Vikram and Sunita were already seated at the best table, overlooking the glittering skyline. Sunita wore diamonds that caught every light. Vikram's watch probably cost more than my entire flat. They stood politely, but their smiles didn't reach their eyes. Sunita's gaze flicked over my sari, my slippers, my cloth bag. Vikram's handshake was brief, as if he feared something might rub off on him. Throughout dinner, the conversation was a masterclass in subtle humiliation. Sunita spoke of their recent trip to the Maldives, private villa, over water, you know, and looked at me expectantly. I nodded politely. Must be beautiful. Vikram mentioned their new sea-facing penthouse in Bandra. 7,000 square feet. We needed space for when the grandchildren visit. He smiled at Priya, then at me. Though of course, we'll help the young couple buy something suitable too. I smiled back. That's very generous. Then came the questions, wrapped in concern. "Meera ji," Sunita said, leaning forward with false warmth, "retired life must be peaceful, but isn't it difficult managing on a teacher's pension these days? Everything is so expensive." I lowered my eyes modestly. "I manage. I'm careful with money." Vikram nodded sagely. "Very wise. Though of course, one worries about medical expenses at this age. We've told Rohan, if ever you need anything at all, we're family now." The implication hung in the air. Priya was marrying up, and I was the charity case they'd have to tolerate. Sunita went further. "We've already gifted the children a substantial amount for their new home. And we'll handle the wedding costs completely. We wouldn't want any strain." Priya looked uncomfortable but said nothing. Rohan shifted in his seat. I listened quietly, eating small bites of the overpriced food, letting them dig their own hole deeper. Finally, Vikram cleared his throat. "Meera ji, we hope you understand, we only want the best for the children. Sometimes, when one side has more resources, it's better if certain expectations aren't placed on the marriage." Translation: Don't become a financial burden on our son. I placed my spoon down gently. The table fell silent. "Thank you for your concern," I said calmly. "It's touching." Sunita smiled, relieved. I continued. "But I should probably clarify something. I'm not actually retired on a teacher's pension." Vikram frowned politely. "Oh, no. 25 years ago, I left teaching to invest in a small technology company. Today, I'm the largest individual shareholder of PaySwift India, the digital payments platform used by over 200 million people." The silence was absolute. Priya's mouth fell open. Rohan stared. Sunita's diamond earrings suddenly seemed too heavy for her neck. I live simply, I went on, because I choose to. My dividends last year were 48 crore rupees. I drive the bus because I like watching the city wake up. I mend my saris because my mother taught me never to waste. And I certainly don't need anyone's financial help, though your offer was educational. Vikram recovered first, forcing a laugh. This is quite a surprise. Why didn't you say something earlier? I looked at him steadily. Because I wanted to see how you would treat a simple retired teacher with nothing to offer but love for her daughter. And now I know. Sunita's face flushed deep red. Vikram reached for his water glass with a shaking hand. Priya found her voice. Ma, why didn't you ever tell me? I turned to her, softening. Because I wanted you to grow up valuing people for who they are, not what they have. I wanted you to choose your partner for love, not money. And I wanted to know if the family you're joining values you, or only what they can display. Rohan spoke quietly. Auntie, I'm so sorry. I had no idea they would. I raised a hand gently. You're not responsible for their behavior, Beta. But you will be responsible for the boundaries you set now. When the bill arrived, easily more than 1 lakh, Vikram reached for his platinum card with forced confidence. The waiter returned moments later, apologetic. I'm sorry, sir. The card has been declined. Vikram tried another. Declined. Sunita's face was now the color of ash. I quietly placed my plain black card on the tray, the kind with no name on the front, the kind banks issue only to their highest net worth clients. The waiter's eyes widened slightly, he disappeared and returned almost immediately. Everything is settled, madam. Thank you. I stood. Thank you for dinner. It was illuminating. As I left, Priya walked me to the elevator. Tears shone in her eyes. Ma, I'm so sorry. I should have. I hugged her. You have nothing to be sorry for. Just remember what you saw tonight. Choose the life you want, not the one others expect. And if you ever need anything at all, you know where to find me. I'll be on the 8:15 bus tomorrow morning, same as always. She laughed through her tears. I love you, Ma. I love you too, Beta. Always. I took the local train home, stood among everyday people heading to night shifts and early markets, and felt richer than I ever had, not because of the money, but because I had raised a daughter who now understood what truly matters. Some lessons can't be taught with words. Sometimes, you have to live them. Did you like this version? Let me know which moment you enjoyed most. Smile.